Well. So, I have a bit of a short story to tell. And I'm going to tell you this true story while I make me a delicious yogurt bowl. Not that anyone would probably care, but, you know, hopefully this message, this story, this truth can help some of you who have experienced, how can I put it, generational backlash, generational hate, generational curse, generational hexes. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you about the time that my aunt uh, invited me to go to the store with her. And mind you, she never, will let me go anywhere with her. So this time, it was kind of exciting. Like she's finally letting me go with her somewhere. So, you know, me being my usual curious self, I asked the question, where are we going? She said the store. Okay. But the place that we went didn't look like a store. It was an actual apartment building. And I remember her saying, don't say anything, just be quiet. I'm like, okay, you know. Um, we went up the stairs. We went to the apartment door. She knocked on the door. I remember like it was kind of dark in there, kind of smoky, some weird looking lights, maybe like party lights. I don't know. But uh, there was a chair. I remember there was a chair outside of the door. Or maybe there wasn't, but I remember sitting down and she told me to wait here, don't go anywhere, don't talk to anybody. So as I'm standing there, as I'm standing there, she's inside, and it starts taking a long time, and I'm getting kind of, you know, uh, concerned. Like, well, what are we waiting for? What is she in there doing? Why is it taking so long? So as I begin to wonder, um, she comes out and she's like, "Let's go." And um, we don't go to any stores. We went back to the house. So after that day, I didn't really notice anything. I was probably around like 8 or 9 years old when my aunt first took me to a witch doctor. This is how evil and diabolical she was. She actually took me in person to a witch doctor, had a hex put on me, put on my life. I don't know why even, but yeah, she had a hex put on my life. She wanted me to have a bad life. She wanted me to have losses. She wanted me to be depressed. She didn't want me to be spoiled. I mean, she was a very jealous person. I mean, this grown woman who's jealous of a child. It was just the strangest thing. And, I went through life and I had a lot of ups and downs, had a lot of ups and downs. But my faith was always in the Most High God, the creator of all things. My faith was always in him. So anything that I went through, the Most High was always there to get me out of it. He was always there to help me bounce back and get to where I needed to be in life. Hence, you know, me currently. A few years ago, or of course, I've been trying to evolve and grow my entire life. I've always knew that there was something better for me to do, something better for me to see, something just better in general because we grew up, you know, um, not so happily at that time. My parents were split. Uh, we were living with my grandma and my aunt for a bit until things happened. It changed the situation, which further uh, made the situation more intense than it needed to be, especially for family. But you can't really depend on family, real family, especially if there is some type of greed or money situation involved. But my aunt, she was greedy and she thought everything had to be about her. She was very um egotistical, selfish. She wanted her way, it had to be her way, it had to be for her, it had to be for her kids. Anybody else coming in between that was an immediate threat to her. So um I just recall, I'm just coming to learn that that's actually what it was because spirit actually um, took me back to the um, time where we did take that trip and we went to that apartment. And I recall sitting outside the door waiting for her and how things in my life changed after that day. I started um, having to always defend myself and fight. Um, we ended up being homeless for a bit. It's just a whole bunch of life changing as a child. Something that a child should never have to go through that. Mind you, before that situation, when my parents were together, and I believe she had their relationship as well, because she was jealous of my mom being married, having a husband, having a house, having the life that she deserved. But yeah, sorry, I just saw something really disgusting outside my window. But yeah, some people just like attention. Like they crave attention. They crave being seen. They crave being heard and seen at the same damn time. And that was her. Like she was a total uh performer. She was the total performer. Like she could perform. Um so as I, grew into my adult life as a young teen, I went through a lot as a young teen, ups and downs, heartbreak, a lot of betrayal. And it was all because I was the type of person that would always stand up for myself, always speak up for myself, and always speak up for other people as well. And she did not like that. Um, she said I was a smartass. Um, hey, but I was gonna still be me. Nobody else had a problem with me being me until she had a problem with me being me. So she placed a hex over my life. But the thing with that is she didn't realize that once once I did fully heal and come into who I am and what my purpose is in this life, that hex would be broken and it would all come down on her and her children and her children's children. So the things that she's done, the gaslighting from, like, I would get random calls from her. I would get random calls from other family members. And I believe, and I know now that all of them was connected in this gaslighting situation, to gaslight me, to try to get me in my feelings, to make me feel like I was outcasted, because they would gaslight me and say, "Oh, I want to come visit you. Give me your address. I'm going to come visit you. Like, I'm in the area. Give them my address." They would never be seen. I would never hear from them again. And I would be sitting back wondering, well, why haven't they come yet? Like, I gave them my address. Like, I would message them back, call them back. I would get no response. And that was the gaslighting part. And now I know that and I see that. Because, like I said, in each cycle of my life, I was always trying to evolve and grow and do better and see better and be better and just, really do the right thing. And she would always come in recruiting others and turning people against me, making up lies and doing this, magic against me and anyone who came in contact with me, doing love magic on people to get them to take her side and to look at me in a way as though I was this horrible person, which I'm totally not. I'm a totally good person. Like, I love life. I love living life. I love being happy. I love helping people, you know. So I just couldn't understand why is it that she would do something like that until I started seeing patterns of different things, and you know, even once I started being more woke and then speaking out about certain things, I believe panic set in because it was upgraded to, okay, we gotta do we gotta do this death magic. We gotta take her out. I mean, we got to take her out, and we got to take anybody else out that's not with the program. And that's exactly what was happening because we did so much death magic that it took away my sisters, it took away my mama, it took away my grandma. And let me tell you, each funeral that I went to, I haven't seen her cry one tear, even when her own mother passed, my grandma, who I love very much and who I would do anything for. I mean, I went against my grandmother's own son for putting his hands on my grandma. Like, don't ever put your hands on my grandmother again. After that day, me and my grandma was like close, very close, because she saw my loyalty. She saw my empathy. She saw how my heart was built. So she took a great liking to me. And of course, my grandmother loved me before then, but it just brought us even more closer because of the fact that I stepped in and I stepped up, being a young child. Like I was like 8, 9 years old. So I mean, what child is doing that? I was a different type of child. Plus, I was her oldest grandchild, the first grandchild, first, the oldest. But when my grandmother passed, like she did not. It was fake tears. Like with her, it was all about the money, all about the cash. What can I get out of this situation? How is this going to benefit me? Like she's no angel at all. I mean, she even called uh, DIFUS, Family and Children Services, on my mom, saying that we were being abused. But baby, when we were living with you guys, you allowed your boyfriend to molest me and my sisters. And when we came to you and told you these things, you did nothing about it. So make that make sense. When there was no food for us to readily eat and we couldn't touch anything in the kitchen, what did you feed us when you came home with your kids while we were there starving because we couldn't go in the kitchen and touch anything? That was your rule. My mother, she was out, she worked all the time. So she was really dependent on having family to help her with 6 kids that she acquired while she was married to my father. So, which we all have the same dad, and that was a problem because my aunt had multiple dads for her kids. So that was another issue of envy. Um, this story can go on and on and on. Well, this it's not a story. It's my story, but it's the truth of the matter. It can go on and on and on, and it's a lot of truth that needs to be told. But the thing about this situation is that my aunt took me to a witch doctor when I was like 8 or 9 years old, put a hex over my life so that I would have betrayal after betrayal, like so many betrayals, so many knives in my back that I would just give up. I would die. I would, you know, take myself out. And there were times that I wanted to do these things. There were times I was so hurt because I felt like no one loved me, that I no longer wanted to be on this earth. But the thing about me, I always got a second opinion when it came to situations like this. I always went to the creator and he would guide me back and make me whole again. And then more shit would be sent at me. And then it would be a repeated thing. I would just heal, and I would just heal, and I would just grow, and I would just grow. And to the point where you couldn't even touch me anymore because now that you took everything away from me that truly loved me genuinely, it caused me to really open my eyes and see the bigger picture. The veil is ripped. Like I ripped the fucking veil off my eyes and I see what it is. And once that happened, that hex broke. And I'm gonna be a half a century soon. So this mother been doing this shit to me my whole life. I hope you guys can hear me. My whole life. And I mean, humbly speaking, I don't look like what I've been through at all. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because that just lets you know that the most high was always with me. The creator of all things was always with me when you were doing your witchery. The hex is broken. The curse is broken off the bloodline. With your bloodline, may may Creator have mercy on your bloodline. But as far as you are concerned, you and my glass-eyed uncle, who were tag teaming and doing this together, who created this occult, who put my name in my grandmother's casket. You put my name in my grandmother's casket because you wanted me out of here. Because you found paperwork with my name on it, with my name included. You said, why? Why should she get anything? She don't deserve anything. I deserve it. I'm your daughter. I'm your son. Who is she? Yeah, I'm gonna come back and tell some more shit about exactly detail for detail everything that happened in this situation. And baby, you're gonna wish that you would have made different choices in life, especially when it came to me. Because my love for you being my aunt, for you being my family, was always genuine until you showed your wicked ways. And then you included people that I love in your wickedness while you sat back and pretended like you were so high up that you could never do any wrong, that you were just this wholesome mother, this wholesome employee, this wholesome girlfriend because you were never anyone's wife. And maybe you were never going to be anyone's wife after you showed so much envy towards my mother and my father and hexed their relationship because they were indeed soulmates. They were indeed soulmates. And you hexed it because of your jealousy and your deceit and your greed. Yeah, I just want to let you know that I forgive you and I want to forget you. But also know that I've grown a lot and I'm so much stronger. And had I known now what I could have known then, it's a possibility that you would not even be here. You wouldn't have been here that long. But you know, everything happens in divine timing. The Most High moves things how they should be moved. And hey, I can't do nothing but show gratitude for the journey, for the knowledge, for the wisdom, and also the understanding of it all and how certain things happen that move me in different directions to get to the point of me being where I am right now. So yeah, thank you for that. But yeah, it's game over. I'll be back with another truth story in regards to why I do not I repeat, I do not fuck with my family. Well, some family members, because everybody, everybody don't know. They didn't know, but let's believe that my discernment is on 1,000. My intuition is on 1,000,000. So I know the ones that are involved, who were involved. So, yeah. So I'll be back with some more truth.